Alright, welcome to another 1v1 battle. This is featuring myself as Chaos and Mistress Amber as the Dark Elves. We did play a couple of matches together and we went pretty even on the battles, but I figured we'll just let the tape roll and see what happens here. So I've got a Chaos Sorcerer of Death, two Chaos Pharaoh Manticores versus Marathi and two Black Dragons. So the air power advantage definitely in favor of Marathi and her Goon Squad. I'm going to slow this down a second here. I did take the initiative and get in with an initial charge there. The magic is going to be popping on both sides, but Marathi with two Black Dragons is going to be very tough situation for myself here. I will need to be pulling my Chaos Sorcerer out. So early engagement seems to be going in the favor of Mistress Amber, given that my Lord has already taken a ton of damage. Very hard situation right there, especially considering that Chaos Lords cannot heal. But while that air fight was going on, the ground fight was developing, and I was able to start working my chariot through the different Dark Elf infantry. Marathi is going to give chase to the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, but I will be kiting as much as I can, trying to pull towards the safety of my Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, and I'm going to be cycle charging with my cavalry. So Marathi does get into my Chaos Lord, so Soul Blight is been popped on him, which lowers his armor and weapon damage. I know that I have no chance of fighting Marathi, so I am pulling out of there as much as I can. But these Manticores are not going to win against the Black Dragon, but they can be disruptive forces. In a 2v1, they will win against the Black Dragon. They can pin Marathi. So I'm doing a little bit of kite and fight, where if I get a solo opportunity, I'm going to go for it and just prevent them from going straight on my Sorcerer Lord. Meanwhile, I've got my chariots and my cavalry just smashing the infantry again and again, cycling through, and the Black Dragon is going to have no chance of catching the cavalry and the chariots because they can just keep maneuvering through, and as soon as you know, they get away from the dragon has to take off in the air and then move again. So Marathi does do a ton of damage on the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, but she did get hit in the rear with the 2v1 from these Chaos Pharaoh Manticores. And keep in mind, I've got 2 units of Marauder Horsemen that are able to shoot up and offer support here. So I may lose my Lord, but again, in a 2v1, the Manticores are going to be able to take out the dragon, especially with support of these Marauder Horsemen. It is, I guess, I don't know if it's stuck there, or maybe Mistress Amber was busy microwaving other things, but all the infantry is basically breaking off now, and the Black Dragon just lost the fight to the Manticore, the 2v1. There's a Soul Stealer going down. Oh, just a Soul Blight, I guess, coming down from Marathi. It looks like she did get a little bit of health back. She is going to rear charge into these Chaos Knights, and I definitely don't want to be there for too long. But I do have those 2 Pharaoh Manticores. They're going to come in and put in a rear charge on the Black Dragon. I can cycle charge in my Chaos Knights if I want to, or I can just rotate around and start hitting some infantry. And the name of the game for me right now is just break off everything on the ground as quickly as possible, so that I can eventually force those flying units to land, because I can't beat them in the air. So I'm really playing a game against the clock to try and kill all of this before I lose the air power and they can start cycle charging me. And it looks like that clock has just run out. There go the 2 Manticores. Marathi's still healthy. My Chaos Sorcerer Lord, I believe, just fled off of the map. So I'm going to get in a rear charge here with the Gorby's Chariot. I'm going to keep peeling my knights around, just looking for anything I can attack. I did pull up these Chaos Warriors with halberds. They're going to be especially important now in sort of anchoring my front line against any large. And I'm going to have to be careful with this ammo too now. I'm very low on ammo with these Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. I am trying to hound Marathi wherever I can, but Mistress Amber is doing a good job of just screening me with infantry and always just pulling her flyers away from those Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. But I am able to regroup here, and even though there's a ton of damage coming in here on this unit of Chaos Knights, I did get my Manticores back because Marathi was not able to pursue them because of the support of these Marauders with throwing axes. And now with the dragon that has landed, I will be able to get my my halberds onto the dragon just briefly, but Mistress Amber is a good player. She's wisely going to pull her black dragon out, and so unfortunately my Chaos Warriors with halberds will not be able to do too much there. But the Manticores are going to get in 2v1 on that last remaining dragon. It's going to drop, and I can now cycle charge these infantry over here and sort of force the fight to come on my terms. The dragon is trying to chase off some fleeing infantry. I believe there's some Forsaken. And I also have the Chaos Knights here. Marathi is very low. She's taken some damage, again, from shooting in Manticores. And the Gorbish Chariot is just tag teaming with the cavalry to just hit the infantry as much as possible. So balance bar is starting to tilt in my favor now. The dragon got pulled off, and that was a lot of resources to chase off a unit of Forsaken. And without his presence there, that really made it easy for me to use my Manticores to pressure out Marathi and cycle charge with my infantry and so on. So the infantry fight and ground fight is starting to trend in my favor. The air fight still in control by Marathi, but I believe if I can break off this last unit of Harganeth Executioners, then they are going to have to land, and they have no choice. Pharaoh Manticore does get into Marathi with a nice charge there. That was absolutely clutch. With her having taken so much damage, she is going to be fleeing and heading for the hills, and all of the infantry has broken off now. So the Chaos Dragon will have to land, and as soon as he does land, all of this can go in there. I do have some high mass units, the Gorbeast, sorry, the Gorbeast Chariot and the Horsemen. I'm careful to sort of wrap the skirmish horsemen around the backside, so I do get in that rear charge and I get the full surround. I'm going to pull the Chaos Knights out and then back in again for an extra charge. And the Manticore is just chasing Marathi off of the board. It's not as fast as Marathi, but with her leadership so low, it will just prevent her from rallying. And that's all she wrote. So that was a really fun and tough battle. Balance bar was even for a very long time. Mistress Amber... she did beat me in another game we played. I forget which one it was, but yeah, I was very happy with this build. I think Chaos Knights are sort of unsung heroes in the Warriors of Chaos roster. I think people tend to go a little bit more infantry heavy with Chaos, and that's probably what Mistress Amber was expecting. Black Dragons deal extraordinarily well with heavy infantry, as do Harganeth Executioners, and as it turned out, I only had 1, 2, 3, 4 units of infantry, and the rest of my army was large. So a lot of this anti-ground force was not really effective, and because there was no light cavalry, in some cases the Black Dragon got stuck chasing off units that were worth far less than what a Black Dragon is worth. And that's not really an optimal use of the Black Dragon. And when it was chasing those routing units, that gave me an opportunity to sort of fight the rest of Mistress Amber's forces. From my part, my biggest mistake was letting my Chaos Sorcerer Lord get caught right away. I was able to kite out with him a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, I knew the Chaos Lord on Manticore doesn't have enough speed to get away from Marathi, so there's only so much kiting you can really do, and eventually she's probably going to catch up with you and kill you, and I just had to accept that. But overall, very fun match, and thanks for watching. Bye.